This picture is the monuments over at Memorial Field. Memorial Field was dedicated in 1950. We'll have more story when we get to another portion of it, but this is the original monument, and this is the bronze plaque that calls it Memorial Field. I was at a worship service about 10, 12 years ago, and somebody asked about on Memorial Day if anybody had any thoughts. And I had some thoughts about the fact that I went to Harrisonville High School and was part of building the field, but I never did know who the men were that gave their lives during World War II. Anyhow, a lady heard me speak. She was a hairdresser at Fantastic Sam's on 291 North. And about 4 weeks later, she sent her tips in to me, and with a note said, "John, this is not much money, but this will get you started." And it was $12.04. I started a fundraiser to get the tablets of stone. Some of these men, as a young lad, I knew. As a young guy, when World War II started, I had just turned 6 years old, and I recall folks coming to our house to tell us Pearl Harbor had been bombed, and my dad said, "Well, where in the world is Pearl Harbor?" And the next day at Rockford School, some of the community gathered there to look at the globe to figure out where Pearl Harbor was and to figure out where Japan was on the globe. This man is buried down at Beaufort Cemetery, and as a sexton down there for several years, I mowed over his grave. Paul Miller. Paul was a farm boy over by Cleveland. His brother lived next door on the farm to where I grew up, and if I remember correctly, Paul was a gunner on a B-29 Flying Fortress, and that plane was shot down. Another one was Edwin Monroe. Edwin was the son of a pastor here in Harrisonville of the First Baptist Church. He was a chaplain in the Army, and a fragment from a mortar hit him and killed him, took his life. And that was a sad, sad time for this community to lose a pastor's son that was a chaplain. And in those days, if you lost a loved one, if you lost a son in the military in the war, why, there was a gold star banner hung in your window. And as a lad, I remembered riding down South Independence Street with my parents and seeing that gold star hanging in the window. The blackened tablets here, that's 52 inches high and 24 inches wide, was set in 2008, dedicated in October. We started the project of putting the names together through the Historical Society in 2006. And it took the ladies about 2 years to get it together, and then we had to have a fundraising to get the black granite in order to put the 90 names on that. I don't know why I was led, but I felt like it ought to be on black granite. And at that time, the main source for black granite was from India. So these stones are 52 inches high, 2 foot wide, and on a major base, and 30 names on each stone. And we had to raise about $4,500 for the project. It originally sat on the north end of the football field, and when the football field was remodeled in the early 2000s, we marked these stones and relocated them and put them here and brought this brass tablet with it. As you notice that it was erected in 1950. I'm humbled to say that that was the easiest fundraising project I ever had. It was just great. People would stop me, give me $20 bills. They was large gifts. It was just a great experience. So anyhow, if you visit Memorial Field, go by the monument, and you'll have an idea of what the sacrifice was so we can get a football field.